Sean Spicer, Communications Director for the Republican National Committee. Always good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being with me. I know you're there at Trump Tower. I won't keep you too long. The latest numbers that we have show Hillary Clinton having 47 more offices in Ohio, 39 more offices in Florida, 32 more in Arizona, 282 offices more nationwide. I know you guys just got off a call about the ground game. What can you tell us?
Well, again, let's get beyond offices and let's talk about voter contact and, more importantly, votes. When you look at those votes, you brought up Ohio. The top 4 counties that went for Obama are all significantly down for Democrats where Obama did. You look at a state like Wisconsin, the top 3 Republican counties are in double digits of where they were in 2012, whether it's Ozaukee, Washington, or Washoe County, all of them up in the high 20s, and in the case of Ozaukee County, up 49% from where it was 2012. You look at Florida, we're up 9% in the early vote on Monday alone. Big Republican turnout in the all-important I-4 corridor. And then you look at North Carolina, Iowa. Again, there's a pattern. Early vote where Democrats have to do very, very well. Republicans have closed that gap significantly. Democrats are having a big problem when it comes to their turnout. Republican turnout in each of these key battleground states is way up from where it was in 2012. And again, it's important to note, Democrats have to do well in the early vote. We do, as Republicans, very, very well on Election Day. For example, in North Carolina, Obama won the early vote in North Carolina by 300,000 votes. Mitt Romney's performance on Election Day carried him to victory. So we feel very good, not just about the polls, but about actually where the votes are coming in.
You also feel very good about the polls as well.
Well, again, you saw that Bloomberg poll come out today, right, showing Trump up by 2. But again, all of this really matters, polls and all of it. At the end of the day, what's going to count is votes. And we're seeing our voter turnout operation come through and the enthusiasm gap really show up because the Hillary Clinton vote, in terms of the absentee ballots and the early votes, aren't coming in where they need to go.
13 days to go until Election Day. 36 states, as you mentioned, already voting. Why is your nominee spending the better part of the day, the better half of the day at one of his hotels in Washington, D.C., where he's certainly not going to pick up votes in that area?
Well, I mean, I think there's 2 important reasons. Number one, he's down there talking the kind of governing that he'll do. He brought a building out and they came in under budget and ahead of schedule. That's the kind of government that he wants to talk about bringing to Washington.
He could talk about that in Ohio. He could talk about that in Florida as well.
Right, but look, here's the end of the second point, Craig. You're going to cover it. CNN's going to cover it. Fox is going to cover it. ABC's going to cover it. NBC probably will cover it. The bottom line is, it doesn't. Right now, he's going to get national coverage, talking about the message with the example behind him. He'll take off from that right afterwards. He's going around the country. Mike Pence is traveling. I mean, look, I get it, but we're doing very well in the early vote. He's around the country. He'll be back on the campaign trail in a battleground state this afternoon. The bottom line is, and frankly, remember, Virginia's still in play. He's not giving up on Virginia. It's right there on the edge of Northern Virginia.
He's pulled resources out of Virginia. Has something changed?
No, Donald Trump's made it very clear he's going to keep competing in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin. Look, we continue to expand this map. But again, the national media is going to cover him no matter where he is, and he's got a shining example of the kind of governing that he'll do when it comes to Washington.
Let's talk. You mentioned Mike Pence. Mike Pence spending today in Utah, spending tomorrow in Nebraska. Why have number 2 on the ticket in 2 states that haven't gone for a Democrat in decades?
Well, he's raising money in Utah. He's going to bring in a ton for the victory fund tonight.
13 days to go. He's fundraising in Utah and Nebraska.
We're going to continue to do what it takes to make sure that we elect Republicans up and down the ticket.
Let's talk about the money there. The RNC yet to spend a single dollar on an ad for Donald Trump. You spent more than $42 million of those independent expenditures for Mitt Romney, nearly $54 million for John McCain. Why not spend more money on Donald Trump on the airwaves to help him?
Because on October 28, 2013, go ahead and look it up, I wrote a memo where I very clearly stated that after 2012, the Republican National Committee and Chairman Reince Priebus realized that money spent on ads at the end weren't as effective as a long-term investment in data, digital, and that all-important ground. And that's where we spent every single dollar. We've said it for the last 4 years, and we maintain that. So for people to now come back and say you didn't say exactly what you said 3 years ago you're going to do is a little odd. But again, Google October 28th, 2013. There's a memo where I laid it all out. This is what the priorities of this chairman were going to be, to make sure that we put all of our money in the best data and ground operation that any party's ever seen, and we did exactly what we said we were going to do.
Sean Spicer with the RNC. Mr. Spicer, always good to have you, sir. Thank you for your time this morning.